Okay, for question number 13, it says use synthetic division to determine the value of k so that the given function has the given factor, and the given factor is x minus 3. All right, now, a couple of questions ago, we talked about the meaning of factor, and back in elementary school or middle school, you also learned about factor. Factor is something that could be divided by, and it gives you 0 for the remainder, or in other words, it is divisible. Now, I think the 0 remainder would be a more relevant, explanation right here. So what we're saying here is that if you divide it by x minus 3, so you have a 0 remainder. So synthetic division would be a good way to do because it's a lot easier. So 1, -1, k minus 12, and we divide it by 3 right here. So we put 3 because it's x minus 3. We put in what x is equal to. That's 3. So we will go ahead and carry out our synthetic division, knowing that the remainder should be 0. Okay, knowing that the final remainder should be 0. So we bring down the first number, 1. 1 times 3 is 3. -1 plus 3 is positive 2. 3 times 2 is 6. K plus 6 is what I would write here. And then k plus 6 times 3, which is 3k plus 18. And that would give you 3k plus 6 equals to 0. Okay, so 3k plus 6 must equal to 0 because it's a factor. The remainder must be 0. Then you solve for k. So subtracting 6 on both sides, so k must equal to -2. Okay, k must equal to -2. So this is the way to do it with synthetic division. Now, there's another way you can do this. But that's not synthetic division, but I still want you to know how to do it. I think it's a good time to show it to you. Now, if it's a factor, if x minus 3 is a factor, that means something more. That means that we have a point given, actually. The point is 3, 0. Okay, that f of x right here, it's going to cut through 3, 0, because x minus 3 is a root. Okay, x minus 3 is a root, so therefore 3, 0 must be a point that the function must pass through. And if that is the case, we can actually do it by substitution. So if the question does not indicate that you have to use synthetic division, you may use this other way to do it. Is it easier? I would say it depends on what people say. Some people may think it's easier because you don't have to memorize the procedure of synthetic division. This one is substitution, but you may have to work with some big numbers and subtraction of big numbers. So people may not like it a lot. So you have basically 27 minus 21 plus 3k equal to 0. So you have 6 plus 3k equal to 0. 3k equals to -6. K is equal to -2. So the answer would have to be the same. There's no way for these two answers to be different. So it's really your personal choice. And if you have a multiple choice test and asking you what the k value is, given that x minus 3 is a factor, you can use either method. Either method would be fine. Okay, just making sure that you know what's the concept behind these steps. What's the concept that is used to justify all these procedures? If you don't know the concept, then memorizing the procedures would be very dangerous because you will forget the procedures. You will mess up with other steps.